Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. We are in the presence of the dragons again this morning. I have called them in and they are here. They've come to help us navigate us through to discover what it is that needs to change in yourself. This is a question that we're always asking, like, how do I need to change so that I can move forward? Problem is that most of the time, most people haven't actually said what it is that they want. Now, this is the main crux of the message that comes through for the dragon. So I'm just going to be shuffling the dragon cards this morning and letting you know which is the first one that decides to pop up. So this one, that's card number 1. Let's do all 4 of them at once, shall we? So, whichever card you've picked, Raphael, this is going to be relevant to the information that you need now to know what's going to move you forward, how you can change, what can you be doing slightly differently, Utopia number 3, and how you can just navigate all of this so much easier. This is what the dragons are here for, this is what the cards are all about. There we go, Sovereign. So sometimes the messages are rather long, so I will read the best part of them. You can always go onto YouTube and see how I have read those cards in the past with the numbers that I'm going to give you now. So, my name is Fiona Robertson, and I'm in touch and I'm connected with the spiritual realms. I'm connected with my soul, and I'm connected with the dragons. The main dragons are the cosmic dragons that I speak to, who came through to me when I've been writing my book, and it's all about how you create your new reality. The dragons are here to show you techniques and tips that are not being shared anywhere else, and just to keep reminding you to come back into your core, to come back into who you are, because this is the real importance of it all. I read these cards every week in my private group, Practical Magic, and for anyone who owns these cards already, I have a group that's called Awaken With the Dragons, where I intend to go and answer questions and also help you understand the cards as they are coming through for you. So this morning we have card number 1, which is Lunar Ray. Card number 32, and Lunar Ray's message. Lunar Ray is a pearlescent. She's like a snake-like dragon. She really is very smooth and very soft and very subtle. Her whole energy is very slow, very timely, she's saying. She wants you to get into the feeling of things. This is a lot to do with getting out of your own way and letting your feelings through. This Lunar Ray really asks you to dip into your feelings. Okay, so the card here, number 32, Lunar Ray, stop, look and listen. What do you feel? So as always with Lunar Ray, she wants you to understand what things feel like. How does it feel? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to read this card out and just listen. See how it lands with you, see what information comes to you when this card is being read, and you will glean a lot of information. There is more. There is so much more for you to experience. There is so much that we, the dragons and the spirituals, want to share with you. You know this is a unique and important time of change in your reality. To change your way of doing things, understanding things through the eyes of your soul and coming at things from a very different angle. There is so much more available for you, but none of it is any good unless you don't stop the way you do things. There is a possibility of living in a very different direction. Should you ever become uncertain of how to follow your purpose and passion, the expression coming from vision, source, has for you at this time, you feel it as a pull and a calling to you to share your gifts and magic with the world. So stop, pause and regroup. Take a fresh look at what thrills you. Pause and listen to the whispers you know that there are calling you. Pause to feel that sensation inside that you recognize as your heart rejoicing and pulling you onwards towards greater things. You are invited to play a very different game, a very different way of living your life. Maybe you know you are dabbling and you are just on the fringe, and as yet have not fully immersed your body, your mind and your soul into the vast differences that are just around the corner and waiting for you as you become your own creator. This is not just for others. It's people that you see as gifted. This is for you. We are calling you. This is what the dragons are saying to you. These are not my words. These are the dragons' words. Can you be certain that you are supported and all your living needs are met when you follow your soul's work and dedicate yourself to your passions? The key to all your creative ability lies on you stopping and listening intently with new ears, looking beyond the immediate surroundings with new eyes, and feeling across the realms with your soul to discover what else is possible. And there is so much more to be experienced when you let go of the mundane human perceived needs to survive. And Luna Ray finishes her message to you saying, I'll see you in the playground, getting ready to play with your feelings. So this was Luna Ray, this was card number 1. So if you chose card number 1, she's asking you to choose to move forward with your feelings. Be sure that your feelings will guide you. When I became more of a detox diva and then moved into the realms of being a body whisperer, is because I can feel what's going on not only in my own body, but I can feel when I'm talking to somebody what's going on in their body. So the stories that people are telling creates form on their bodies. So I was able to kind of say, what was that thought you just had? Can you see how that made you feel? The only person that it's hurting is you. The more you continue with that thought, that inside story, the more you are hurting yourself, and the more this form will just keep growing and keep being with you when you could just let it go. So we're going to move on to card number 2. Card number 2 is from the wonderful dragon, a very popular dragon. I say popular because a lot of people choose Raphael when they start using the cards. Raphael is a beautiful, very large silver dragon. He's the second dragon that came into me, and he's very patient. He's very slow, and he's asking you to put more and more and more details into what it is that you are creating, what it is that you want. Nothing is too much, but just be sure that you put all the details in. And what he's asking you to do, okay, there we go, trust. Trust is the glue needed right now. This is card number 18. And this is all about trust, but trust in the feelings. Like, was that intuition, or was I just thinking something? Like, well, how does it feel? It feels solid. It feels grounded. It feels right. Well, then it's your intuition. If you have a feeling that goes along with it that you recognize as your own language, now you build up this own language, and this is what I'm a genius at, helping people understand where they feel it and how they feel it in their body. Because I feel it, and then I feed that back to you, and I say, that there, right there, what was that thought you just had? Let's unravel that, because that's what you need to understand. That's your language of how you understand, how your barometer of your body is feeding back to you. So let's go in and read Raphael right now. Raphael today is card number 2. From the 64 Dragon deck. Engage a level of trust. Trust in yourself, in your own capacity to create. If you could obliterate the energy and feelings of self-doubt, you would feel such joy and freedom. Being able to trust yourself would be such a weight off and a blessing. Mastering the mind develops your own certainty about situations, a level of confidence develops and builds as a strong relationship of trust in yourself, trust in the feelings that you get, Trust in the thoughts that you get. Trust in the guidance that you are receiving. A mastered mind and a laser-focused feeling calls for a new style of practice, which will inevitably bring you the trust that will be the glue for all future creations. It just really does stick everything together once you trust your intuition. The ladies that I work with, they say to me, oh my God, I trust my soul, I trust my guidance 100%. I can see that it is my guidance that is supporting me and giving me the information. So you say what you want, and then your guidance shows you how to get it. There is much the same as learning a new language or playing with a new instrument. It is you who practices trusting your own instincts, your intuition, and has the awareness you now have. As soon as you see what you have created and own that it was you that created it, trust builds. The evidence will keep arriving, and you can trust yourself and your inner self as your soul, and so much more. You have just to start engaging trust. Remember an occasion when you felt trust. Drop into the feeling of trust and notice how it feels to you, where you feel it within your own body. It can feel secure, safe and knowing, and a feeling can sit deep in your belly, feeling rest assured and certain of a good outcome. The way I teach this as well is like success has a feeling, failure has a feeling, love has a feeling, hate, anger, all of them, they all have a feeling. It's just for you to understand the language that's being delivered to you. You have got used to leaving decisions and choices maybe to someone else, being told what to do, what you can do and what you can't do, thinking and believing that you're wrong or broken and need validation. This just breeds self-doubt, and this is where humanity is right now. You become needy and need of instant quick fix and results, looking to others to provide a quick solution for you. You have grown impatient to do the inner work or trust your own instincts and judgment. The more powerful practice and task you can do now is build self-trust. Giving your power away and handing over your trust to doctors, politicians, education system and other people in authority, being told what you can and can't do without questioning your own instincts or reading into the situation, is giving your power away. And Raphael always finishes by saying, your inner world creates your outer world. I'm just going to put the light on here. So that was card number 2, that's Raphael. If you're looking to have access to the spiritual world, to the realms of dragons and however you see the spiritual realms, unicorns, fairies, angels, yeah, they're lovely dragons, fierce and powerful dragons. This is what I help you do. This is what I help you do with meditations, breath work, things that are different, things that you've not been shown before, because this is what the dragons have shown me, how you can actually get in your own way because you're just overthinking everything and trying too hard. And it is the biggest the biggest step, when you actually can step out of your own way and stop overthinking things and tying yourself up in knots or getting your knickers in a twist, which is one of my favourite expressions. The next card is Utopia. Now, Utopia is a magnificent dragon. She is the one that represents the fact that you never land on Earth exactly the same again. When you've made a lot of adjustments, when you've done a lot of the practices, when you've let go of all the rubbish that you've been thinking, Utopia is there to show you, you just hover and you just glide above the surface of the earth, and you just never get entangled in those dramas anymore. It's just like, you know what, I know this is going to work out great. You start setting up your days, you start doing all the practices that the dragon, the way of the dragons, the way that they're asking you to navigate through life and do things in a different way. these cards, they're just not just cards. They're a way of life. They're a way of operating. It's like the owner and operating guide to your human. So it's a note to your soul, actually. So this was card number 58. This is Utopia, and the time is 15 minutes over 2. And we're going to deeply dive into Utopia and what her message is today. She's not just golden, she's more the brightest yellow sunlight that you've ever seen. And when I met her, it's almost difficult to make her out because she's so bright. And she doesn't want to get down into the dirt anymore. She doesn't want to get down into the problems and she's lifted off. She's just like, do you know what? I'm not spending any time dealing with that anymore. I've done it. I've cleared it. I'm not getting back into that habit, which is the human thing that happens. We clear something and we think, oh, great, that's fine, and we raise our vibration and we raise our frequency. And then something happens and it's like a test. You're like, boom, you're brought straight back down to earth again. It's like, oh my God, how did that happen? Why was I thinking that? Why did I allow myself to get taken down that rabbit hole yet again? Utopia's message today: transition to being the oracle, listening to the voice of infinite wisdom, living in the power of the Creator. She is such a wise dragon, and she's saying to me right now, there's zero tolerance. There's zero tolerance when you get to this level, but along the journey of all the crap that we've been carrying around with us, all the stories, all the judgments, all the paraphernalia of other people's bad behavior towards you. It's like, you get to choose. You're the powerful one. Stop going into that mess. Stop going down into the dirt and wrestling with it. So this is Utopia. Zero tolerance for you mucking around anymore. See what you're doing. Take a grip. She's very strong today. Take a grip of yourself. I hate it when you make me say that, and grow up. Take responsibility for your thoughts. Take responsibility for your actions. Is there anything else that she's wanting to say? She's very forward today. She's kind of, she's had it. Not had it with the population, but had it with anyone who's trying, who's still falling back into the same victim and not taking charge of their own power. She just so wants you to take charge of your own power, because when you do, it's like, wow, it's so awesome. So thank you, Utopia. Her message is number 58. Let's dive in, shall we? Ooh, okay, all right. I might have to edit this one. Transition to being the oracle, listening to the voice of infinite wisdom, living in the power of the Creator. So feel that in your body. Feel the strength that you have when you're living in the power of being the Creator. Live in the power of, like, Utopia, what Utopia wants you to feel. Know how powerful you are. Be consciously aware how your physical body responds as a barometer to the environment around you. When you are connected to your higher self as spirit, you do so via your soul, and the world around you speaks to you, and you are naturally sensitive to the energies of the earth, to its people, to the plants and animals, and beyond the limitations of your physical body, into your environment, which is feeding back to you all the time. You become the observer of life, safe in your own bubble, watching with a new depth of awareness, and you never become ruffled by the dramas that unfold, or the experiences of wrong or right. You are observing through the eyes of your soul, and that is just an air of observation that has no judgment, no criticism, or need to be in the middle of that event and drama, or any situation sharing your beliefs and options. The dragons say it like this: it is our intention to allow people to come back to their body to feel safe, and to set about living with their original purpose and intention. Now that's no small matter. We are a collective, a team, one of many, and for the want of a better description, we are the voice of God. This state of transition to one who is in witness of themselves and has their soul shining through, and who can be felt by others, is a state of enlightenment. You are shining so brightly, and you will experience that all cravings, desperate and destructive desires have faded away, and the illusions that once drove you with a driving need to survive simply vanish. You have witnessed the bigger picture, and you are connected to all that has a feeling that resembles the sun coming up, warming you up, softening all of your edges and melting away all worries, fears and concerns. You have entered and have become one of the band of wise ones. You are rising above it all and assisting others to rise and shine. Once you have understood the world as it is, you have gained a gentle, perfected perception and inner wisdom. There is a sense of fulfillment and compassion for all. And that puts out all the destructive fire that once burned so hot within you from rage. And there is now no fuel to keep that burning. You watch as two people who barely touch each other. They barely look and feel and the energy of each other. And then you watch as the difference of two people, two souls, are greeting and trying to take this energy further. These souls want to deeply connect, to know and assist each other. You know in your wisdom that neither can be judged right or wrong. You can just simply be aware of this. We, the dragons, are available to be asked for help to navigate this ascension and transformation. You have the awareness, without any doubt, that you are sitting still in meditation or in judgment. You are coming from your heart and your soul, and you are just purely you. Authentic, your soul's you. You have no attachment to the personality of who you are as a human. That has so many needs to be fulfilled. You are going about your business in the world whilst not being of the world, being influenced or affected. You are experiencing being enlightened, practicing, witnessing, evolving as a human with a deep connection to all of the world, to its people and its plants, its animals and beyond, participating in everything whilst observing through the eyes of the heart and soul. Thank you, Utopia. She was very forthright today, and all the dragons can be like that sometimes. They want you to have the best experience here on earth, but you can't if you're overthinking, and you can't if you keep getting tied down to all the dramas and all the ramifications of living and surviving. They want you to know how supported you are once you choose this particular path. So that's what this is all about. Card number 4 is Sovereign. And Sovereign is your soul state. Sovereign is when you absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that you can trust your soul, you can trust your intuition, you are being supported, you are being guided. You know that when you ask, evidence will come, information will come, you will be guided. And you know how to reach, that's what she wants me to say to you today, you know how to reach your sovereign self. So this is part of what I teach as well in the events and the courses that I run, is that you get to really know how to repeat, get into your sovereign self, so that you are looking through the eyes of your soul, you're hearing what your soul is saying to you, and you are being guided. Now, the Dragon Sovereign, and her card today, number 39, formulate and refine your ask. Create a new, powerful spell. Sovereign is a very regal feeling. She's everything to do with your soul and your soul connection. She just wants you to be home, to be at home in your energy, to be at home in your soul, to know what is going on with your human, and taking the soul's perspective of that. It's like, you're safe, it's okay, I've got you. So let's read Sovereign. Just to let you know that I have a 30-day incubator that's coming through, which is what I've been asked to do. So even though I'm coaching and I'm helping people build a really strong relationship with themselves and their soul, the dragons have come through and they want me to do a 30-day incubator where you practice telling a new story in your head and you actually get to feel it. So if it's to do with your business, you would know exactly what it is that you wanted in fine detail. So this is great, was what Sovereign's saying to us today about the fine detail. So let's put that down at 25 past. And let me put my little glasses on so I can see from the soul. Formulate and refine your ask, creating a new powerful spell. Emerging from being unaware and stuck with a string of unresolvable issues. You will be faced with situations that you will now remember and know that you can just ask. Asking for anything and receiving practical magic answers. There will be a conflict happening in your environment and you will need a lot of energy to navigate and negotiate this successfully. You can ask for what it is that you know you need to see you through this. You recognize that you will need energy to make your mind stronger and your thoughts clearer. Not so much that you win the conflict, but so that you can understand and that you can get to the end of this, the best solution, the best situation out for everybody. And take a lot of energy with your focus. This can take a lot of energy with your focus to remain clear and on your intention. That it's not a win, but it's the best solution for everybody. So asking for the exact energy needed could be really helpful so that you can hear and have a clear focus just for a few hours to see you through the situation and see it from a different perspective. Take it from an energetic point of view rather than a battle to be won or lost. You may say something like this: I, and put your name in there, am requesting that this conflict be resolved for the good of all. According to free will, I want to release all cause and effect, manifestation, form and essence of anything, including any idea or belief that this conflict is based on and now is feeding on. I release any need to be the winner, but to see all parties satisfied by the resulting closure of this conflict. And so it is. Then you can ask, if you have a long day ahead of you and you're to be operating a car or machinery and needing to be alert to be able to catch trains or go travelling, you will need a different kind of energy, a long-lasting energy to keep you alert and concentrated and keep all your energy buffered, strong in your sovereign state from any negative environments that you pass through, the people that you're around, and so many different types of people. You have an opportunity to play now. The old ways are breaking down of being oblivious and aware to the energetic soup that you swim in. The ways of potentially living are certainly changing, if you like it or not. As soon as you start to use and understand and love the way that energy works, it becomes harder for you to use the old ways and structures and the planning, because you don't want to just have to work so much harder anymore. You don't want to take the time, this labor-intensive energy, all this force and effort. So there is a time when you are going between one world and one state of awareness and the other. And that is what is meant by your ability to create. By setting up your day energetically and taking care of your energy throughout the day, and its constant flow of narrations and questions or requests with your soul. This way of living you will find playful, and which is very different to setting up a plan or sticking to a plan. Allow yourself to become aware of what it is that you want out of each and every situation, and gently, respectfully ask. There's something coming through at the moment from Sovereign as well that she wants to share in a little addition to that. it's about your asking. It's about what it is that you really want. It's about how you formulate how that comes through for you. So nobody can take any action in the spirit world, in the mystical world, in the dragon world, until you really know what it is. Until you know what it really is that you're asking for. Or until they really know what it is that you're asking for, because you don't know what you're asking for. So your message that you're sending out is very squiffy. It's very confusing. What they need you to do is work out exactly what it is that you want. Get it clear in your head, and then bring it down into your feeling so that you know exactly what it feels like. Remember what I said earlier? Success has a feeling. Failure has a feeling. You can say that to do with work, to do with relationships, to do with living in another country, to do with any of that. You know that you can feel if somebody's sincere, or whether you should I think I'll just step back from them at the moment. And she's showing me a video that I saw just recently, and it was of a very wise lady, and she was saying, if you feel that somebody is not getting you and not getting what you're saying and perpetually wants to argue with you and drag you down, run away. Run away as fast as you can. You need to be able to keep your frequency. You need to be able to maintain your energy. And this is what we're going to be doing on 30-day incubator. And this is what I do in my courses. I just keep bringing you back to the energy that you need to be in, what you need to be sustaining for yourself, because it's no one else's business. What you're after, what you're up to, it's yours. So when you redefine it, it's not only in the words, it's not saying a mantra over and over and over again. It's living it, it's breathing it, it's walking it, it's talking it, making it come alive. When we put things out there into the world that we want to create, they come to life with our focus and our attention and our trust that they will come to be. If you have any questions for me or questions to the dragons, please let me know. They are absolutely here to help us all navigate through these very different times that we live in, because the old ways are breaking down, and it's time that we understood that there's a different way of operating, there's a different way of doing things. And because we are on the leading edge, otherwise we wouldn't be here. Because we're on the leading edge, it's going to take a lot of navigating. It's going to take some extraordinary assistance. And this is why the dragons are here. This is Seraphina. This is how she came to me and how I got the artist to draw her. Because she's as big as a 3-story house. She's massive. And I felt absolutely tiny next to her. But she was so sincere and so desperate. She'd been waiting such a long time to come through to me so that I could share these messages. They're not my messages, but I was here to share those messages, to put everything else that I was doing to one side so that I could share these messages, so that you can step into this new way of operating. The owner and operator's way to your human is like, it's just such an amazing way to live when you understand that we just make things so complicated as humans. So I'm going to love you and leave you. These are the 4 cards for this week. I won't be here to read the cards next week, but I will post some photos of cards and just see which ones feel best to you, because I am actually going on a pilgrimage just for myself. It's like a retreat, but I'm walking for like 7 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 8 days, beg your pardon. I'm walking for 8 days along the Santiago de Compostela. I've done it before, several years ago. And this is me in preparation. So I've been detoxing, I've been going for walks, I've been looking after myself. I'll be taking my dragon cards with me. I'll be meditating for 2 hours a day. I will be hiking the rest of the day, clearing my head. One of the messages that even came through to me this morning is just like, blank out your head, just like make your mind blank. This is what I teach, because this is one of the main ways that we allow the spirit world to come in so that we can get guidance. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're looking to get a deck of cards yourself, they're on my website. There will be a link in this video as well. So have a great week. Let me know how your message landed, and yeah, let me know what you got from understanding what the message was. And if I can help you at all with any of the stories that I tell, then that's what I'm here for. Have a great week.